Okay, we on live.
All right, Shalom Yasharala. It's Great
Shalom.
Mills from New Orleans coming back at y'all with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham,
Bahasham,
double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. So today we just want to go into how, there's a lot going on in Israel, as you guys can see. There's a lot going on in current events. It's very important to keep sight of what's about to happen. All right, a lot of people are about to die. There's going to be mass death, and we're going to need to have mercy. We're going to need to have the Lord's seal upon us. And, when you look at a lot of reprobates, which, you have several this week, these niggas are about to die. It's cool to do lessons on them and, warn Israel, but more importantly is the salvation of Israel, the remnant, the elect. There's a great destruction coming. So it's all good. We can start with the Habakkuk.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 2. O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known. And wrath, remember mercy.
Right, and wrath, remember mercy. And this is the spirit of, Habakkuk is the spirit of Ezra. It's the spirit of Isaiah. John the Revelator, they all saw visions of this great destruction, and it was so heavy. It was like, whoa. And wrath, remember mercy. Remember, what you say we're going to save the remnant. There's accounts where, our forefathers, Jacob, our forefathers, Moses, they reminded the Most High, like, look, hey, remember what you say he was going to do, because there's going to become a destruction that's going to supersede anything that we're talking about. The elites are going to panic. They know that they're the Edomites. They know we're Israel. And even them, they're going to be caught off guard. We've been prophesying these things, and it's still going to be so devastating that we're going to be like, look, hey, remember when I was on the highways and hedges, Lord? Hey, remember when I did this? That we're going to feel it too, man. It's important for the Lord to remember mercy and for us to remember that He's merciful, because there's pure wrath coming to the earth, especially Babylon the Great.
I got a precept for you real quick.
You got it.
God, this is Psalms 103. I'm gonna read verses 13 to 14. Like as a father pitieth his children, so Yahweh pitieth them that fear him. For he knoweth our frame, he remembered that we are dust.
And that's another important thing to remember, that we're his sons. All right, Jake got to know what the word Israel means. Yasher Allah. All right, we're sons of the Most High. So when you do something to anger your father and he discipline you, that doesn't mean he hates you. That doesn't mean he want to kill you. He's just chastising you. And that's all America was for. It was for the chastisement of the sons of Israel. It's not, the scriptures say, the Lord didn't want to do away with us completely. Just bruise us a little bit, man. Just teach us. But you in Psalms 103? You can read verse 8, Baba Gusha.
I got you. Psalms 103 and 8. Yahweh is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy.
Plenteous in mercy, and that's one of his attributes, and that's something brothers got to keep in the front of their la'ab when they see all this destruction. When you see random, just pocket news, different explosions, you're going to see tens of thousands of people go just like that. It's not going to be, you read a headline, oh, it was 18 people here, oh, it was 12 people here, oh, it was 130 people. No, it's going to be tens of thousands of people just going boom, back to back to back. All right, the Lord's He's about to make a movie. This is the finale of the first act. All right, that second act is going to be the kingdom of heaven, but the end, the end of the first movie is going to be the destruction of Babylon, and we're going to be right in the midst of it. We're going to see these things, and it's important for us to remember that the Lord is merciful.
I got some.
You got it.
On this Sirach 35, I'm gonna start at 18 because you're speaking about the destruction and everything that's about to happen. That we have to be made aware, of what's going on, that we may continue to pray for mercy. This is Sirach 35 and 18. I'm gonna read 17. I'm gonna read down to the prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds, until they come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. All right, because part of the law of judgment is predicated in the time of mercy as well, right? He gonna show mercy unto the elect by his judgment on the wicked. All right, that's part of his mercy too. but we have to endure it. It says, "For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient towards them, till he have smitten asunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the sceptres of the unrighteous, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, and made them to rejoice in his mercy. Mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, as clouds of rain in the time of drought." You got it.
That's beautiful. Bible shall read verse 19 again.
Con. It says, "Till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, and made them to rejoice in his mercy."
Right. It says, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices. And when you read Revelation, the 22nd chapter, you know, Yahushua says he's coming back to reward every man according to his works. So when you see all this wrath, it's important to remember your works. All right. We know that we're not saved strictly by works, it's by faith and works. All right. Brother can get that in second Esdras. But the point is, when you're going through these things, it's very important to remember, hey, I did what the Lord said. I was an obedient son. If you're obedient to your father and he's wrathful, you're like, whoa, this wrath not even for me. You know, the apostles, a great millstone, they go into this all the time. Jacob's trouble is really for 2/3. The Lord's not destroying America to kill us off, man. And even the elder says it all the time. Why would the Lord give us this ministry, give us this truth, give us all these mysteries just to kill us off? That doesn't make any sense. So when you remember your works, when you remember all the things, the sacrifices you made for Yahushua in his name, that should come to mind during the wrath. Like, okay, all this destruction right here, this is not for me. It's for these niggas. That's for the heathen. You know, Jake should feel really, you know, they have this saying in the world, you need to be proud of yourself. We don't like that word pride, you know, but you should feel honored that the Lord gave you his name and he gave you his instructions so that you could have that covering in the times to come.
Hey, that's like I say, that's a part of, you know, walking in faith towards the Lord.
Right.
Now I got that second Esdras 9 for you, but what? We have faith that, you know, we did everything the Lord told us to do. So when this great judgment is taking place, you know, we won't be doubting like, oh man, you know, shit, what am I gonna do? You know, Esau's coming at me, you know, with the gun and with the chip. What am I, you know, I see these troops coming my way, but wait, I did all the works, and the Lord said that he would you know, get me out of these situations. So
that's why he said mercy is seasonable, brother. That's right. Jake have to understand that mercy is going to be a season where you're going to need it. That's like, and if you don't have any works, it's nothing to cover you, man. It's like insurance. All right. It's like an investment we made with insurance that it only pays off when we're in trouble or have an act, you know, like, you know, but you got it out.
If I could say, what's it saying, Matthews? The man that built his house on a sure foundation, when the storm came in, the house stood because you built your foundation on that cornerstone, Yahushua. But you built your foundation on sand, you have no works, what? Your house is going to topple over. You're going to be taken when that flood, when the enemy comes in like a flood, as it says in Isaiah 59.
That's right.
You got that Esdras?
This is second Esdras 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
By his works and by faith. All right. There's not enough to just have one to say you believe. You have to have works to go with it. And that's why we exhort brothers, you know, all over Louisiana and really all over Babylon. Those of you that watch videos and you know this is the truth, you leave comments, shalom, shalom. We exhort you to come out and make your body a living sacrifice. That's not for us. That's for you. All right. We're not asking you to come pay tithes and do this and do that for, you know, to help us out. The Lord got us. All right. This is for you so that when all hell breaks loose, you can know that I really wasn't a keyboard warrior. I really got out there. I did what I was supposed to do as an Israelite man. That boosts your faith. Your works boost your faith. All right. You have faith that leads to works, and then the works boost your faith. It goes hand in hand. It's like a cycle. It's like the more you do something, the better you get at it, and the more confidence you get at it. If you wait until the very last second, there are men that are going to come in at the last second. But if you come in at the last second with no works, your confidence is just going to, Like, okay, you're gonna be kind of like, okay, am I one of those ones? And is this, is this really, I could say, speaking for myself and every brother that you see on the screen, we've been doing this so long. We really believe, like, look, if we're not the men of the Lord in Louisiana, where they at? We feel that way. It's not a pride thing. It's just obvious from our works.
I got
You mind if I read verse 8?
Oh, you got it.
Kind. Hey, we're flipping those spiritual talents. We're not hiding them in a napkin. Which when you read that parable, it said when that servant came, he was afraid and told the Lord, I know that thou art an austere and harsh man. And what he tell him? Then if you knew that was the case, then why didn't you, give it to the usurers, do anything with it, show any kind of works, to show that you were faithful unto me. So he took that talent away from him, and that getting taken away from you is you being judged and dying a horrific death. But this is 2 Esdras 9 and 8. Shall be preserved from said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
Sanctified from the beginning, man. All right, going back to that Ephesians, the predestination. Everybody that's going to make it was already allotted to make it before the foundation of the earth. And that's another thing that you have to have faith to believe in. All right, Jake, in the world, they believe in free will. They believe in they can control their own destiny. You got these people that do witchcraft. They believe you can steal someone's destiny. All of this foolishness, man. The salvation of the elect was already written before the elect were even created. So once you understand that, it again increases your faith and has, an increase in that hope and that mercy. But you got your precept, Kaya.
And the brother mentioned being afraid, which being afraid really compels you to actually go and do that which you're afraid of, or what's required of you to be afraid. All right, fear. Right, there's a healthy fear that the Lord have bestowed upon His men. That when they came into that fear, it sparked life into them to actually do what it was they feared, man, through wisdom. All right, this Job 19, because Job saw the end. All right, the point is in 29, but obviously I'm gonna read it up. I gotta get it. 25. It says, "For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth." And the point is not just Yahweh standing on the latter end. He's coming with great judgment. Also with what? Great he's coming with salvation in his wings as well. It says, "And though after my skin worms destroyed this body, yet in my flesh shall I see thy power," which Raya just read. "You shall see at the end, all right, the Lord's judgment, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. But ye should say, why persecute we him, seeing the root of the matter is found in me?" It's the part. "Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there's a judgment." Got it.
God, it says that be afraid of the sword, that wrath, brings the punishment. Now, again, is the wrath of the sword aimed at the elect? Is the wrath when you read about the wrath in Revelation 12 and 12, when you read about that sword in Ezekiel 17, is that aimed at the Lord's chosen that's been doing His will? No, that punishment, that judgment is ultimately for the 2/3 for their disobedience. So if you've been obedient this whole time, when these things come upon you, you should remember, the Lord's mercy. That's the balance of the scriptures. When you read the scriptures, you read about the day of the Lord. It's a day of darkness, mass death, destruction. But you also read about that glorious deliverance of the elect. That's what your eyes are supposed to be on. Did you say you had one, Raya?
I do have one, if no other brother had one.
I got some good ones on the comment board.
Kind.
Yeah, I'll read this one. This is
Want me to read it for you?
You got it. Come
on. This the brother Yaquab. They tell him on my It says Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. "Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man heart discerneth both time and judgment."
Brother, speak on it real quick.
Like the brother put on there, discerning both time and judgment. You understand what's taking place when the Lord judgment is in the earth, man. but using the discernment, which is your tools, your insight, to what? Learn how to hide yourself. And we technically we can't hide ourselves living in America, right? So we have to hide ourselves in what? In wisdom, all right? And in what? Yahweh Shah bosom, in our works, man. All right, because there's nothing else to hide us. All right, and ultimately being predestined, but until we find out who to, in that day we shall find out who are the men of the Lord. But until then, we have to work our works, man. All right, that we can have some type of covering. If you didn't do anything for the Lord, how can you expect to get something? If you had nothing stored in a bank, then there's nothing to withdraw. All right, there's like faith is like what? Having a resource that you can count on. All right, when there's a time to where you need the resource, man. You got it out.
And that goes into storing your treasures in heaven. And
Yep.
you know, and the first part of this precept that Brother Yaqua put, it says, "Whosoever keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing." Now, what do we do every day? We rehearse the righteous acts. All right, we don't keep the commandments perfectly because we can't in these defiled bodies in this decrepit kingdom, which is why Yahweh Shai went on the cross. And that's really, this is the only gospel that focuses on the importance of Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. When you look at Christianity, they're telling you that the Lord went up on the cross for you to eat pork, for you to be able to do whatever you want to do. The law is done away with. Then you've got these other Israelite camps saying they keep the law perfectly. Or when you look at the actual gospel of the apostles, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone all the way on down, we're the only people on earth that are breaking down the importance of keeping the law and the grace and mercy that we need for breaking the law. The two go hand in hand. We're not saying that we're perfect and we keep the law perfectly in Babylon. And we're also not saying that the law has been done away with. This is the only doctrine that deals with the whole Bible. So when you go into that, all of these calamities that are going to befall these people, you're going to remember, like, man, I really made my body a living sacrifice. And I believe that Yahweh Shai's sacrifice covers all of the areas, all of my shortcomings. Every time I fell short, his blood is going to cover that, man. And that's something that only comes with a true understanding of the scriptures, which is what we strive to bring you every day. But Kabar had another good one too, in Sirach 33. You can put that one on the screen level to show.
I can read it for you.
Down.
33-1.
Down.
This is Sirach 33-1. Shalom Ak Yahweh Yashim Yashar Barakatah. Sirach 33-1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him.
There shall no evil, man. Which evil is a bad time. All right, these bad times are coming for the 2/3. And, Kayaf, you can give me Isaiah 65. It tells you when these bad times come upon these people, we're going to be covered. We're going to be safe. And that's not going to look exactly the same for every single brother. You're probably not going to be in a mansion somewhere with a bunch of food stored up. You're going to be seeing things, which, as we say all the time, you would want to be around the action. So when you get in the kingdom, you have some legendary stories to tell. Keep that in mind when you see these things happen. Don't feel like the Lord is having this happen because he hates me and he's about to kill me. And that one thing I did 4 years ago in the truth, he's about to kill me. No, just your mind should be on the kingdom. Your mind should be on salvation. That's what this whole ministry is for, to confirm the souls of the just.
Yeah, the best stories are the ones that are the most exciting and action packed.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the kingdom talking about, oh yeah, in Jacob's trouble, I was just in a mansion somewhere in Metairie. They had a bunch of food, and I just stayed up there while everything was going. No, I want to be like, yo, this happened. The brother flew in. His head exploded. It was like crazy. That these are going to be the stories that we tell our seeds forever and ever. These are going to be legendary tales. The same way we read the scriptures today about things that happened thousands of years ago, thousands of years in the future, we're going to be talking about the deliverance of the elect out of Babylon the Great. It's going to be legendary. You got that Isaiah 65?
What verse? What verse?
You could start at. First, are you still in Second Esdras? I wanted to get that verse 13 before we.
I got you. This is Second Esdras 9 and 13. And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created.
And that's a precept that's been kind of on my spirit like the past couple of days, watching all these bug outs and brothers doing response videos to bug outs. And it's like you look at Jake, you be like, man, the Lord about to kill this nigga. But then it's like, man, I'm not even thinking about these. Like in a couple of weeks, all of that's gonna go away. Jake not even gonna be thinking about these bug outs. Let's focus on how the righteous is gonna be saved. Because when all hell's broken loose, you're not gonna be thinking about that one bug out a few months ago, a few years ago. They're just gonna be dead somewhere. They mouth open, flies. They're just gonna be dead. All right. The Lord is the God of the living. That's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's the God of the living. And if you're not in this truth, you're dead already, man. It's all about the lively stones. But if you can give me 65, you can start at 13.
This Isaiah 65, verse 13,
12, Baba Gusha.
verse 12. It said, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
Right. Now it says, therefore will I number you to the sword. Who is he talking to? Is he talking to the elect? No. When you read, it says, because when I called, you did not answer. Now, when the Lord called us, did we not answer? All right, we were like those disciples that put down their net straightway and followed after the Lord. So this destruction that Isaiah is talking about is for the 2/3. It's really not even for the heathen, which they're going to get it too. But the Lord never called the heathen. The Lord never said, hey, Esau, put down that pork. Stop, doing this, stop. He didn't tell the Edomites to chill. They were created to be the devil. He actually called Jake to stop being wicked, to repent, and to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and they refused. So this is for them. Keep going.
Yeah, that real quick, 2 7 and 18, it says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for the wise. So they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wise.
Yeah, because we've all been to the same punishment. All right, the Lord told Jeremiah, thou even thyself shall discontinue from your heritage. All right, our kings were in captivity. Yahushua was in the Roman Empire, man. He was a slave in Judea. So if the elect, the meek among us, we had to go through all these curses, at some point the Lord's going to deliver somebody that's been obedient to him, and he's going to destroy those that took this time of liberty as an occasion to the flesh.
Verse 13, Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus said the Yahweh thy power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Right. So you're seeing a contrast between those that were called and made their bodies a living sacrifice. They heard the Lord, they heard what they were supposed to do, and they actually did it, versus those that were called and then refused the Lord. Like, you said this Israel thing. I don't identify as a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a podcaster. Niggas like that, man. All right, they're going to be destroyed. And it says, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. All right, we prophesy of the famine. All right, going back into Matthew the 24th chapter, 2nd Ezra 15, 16, so on and so forth. There's going to be famines, all right, which a lot of people, including myself, before I came to the truth, I always thought a famine is when, there's no food. No, a famine isn't when there's no food. There's always food on the earth. A famine is when the food can't get to the people that need to eat. That's all a famine is. So Jake thinking, a famine is when, the leaves don't bear fruit anymore. The grain doesn't. No, there's always, the Lord's always having food on the earth. But if you can't get it in a truck and drive it to people that are starving, then that's a famine. And that's what's coming to America, man. It's going to be, you're going to have people that are eating right next to, it could be yards away from people that are starving to death. The Lord is cold, man.
Then he cut off. He cut off from the food.
Yeah.
You cut off from it.
Yeah. God. It doesn't mean there's no food. It just means you cut off from having access to it. And down here, in New Orleans specifically, you'll have a whole neighborhood, $1 million houses, and then like one block over, it'll just be some Jake war zone, man. It's like that all over Babylon. The way Esau has all these lines drawn, it's gonna be crazy in Jacob's trouble, man. You're gonna have people, 1/3. You're even gonna have some heathen, some of these preppers. They're gonna have access to food, and you're just gonna have, just less than a mile away, somebody starving to death, eating their children. That's what's gonna happen, man. You got it.
Got 142.
We can finish out on verse 15.
I will say something. these devils got actually they got panic rooms. They got actual bunkers and shit. So that's very much a reality of what the brother's saying. Less than a mile, half a mile away, these devils gonna have food by the boatload, man. All right. That's gonna be a lot of you, according to what that is, Jeremiah the 15th chapter. I think around the 15th verse. There's gonna be a lot of you guys fake, man. Go ahead,
God. Let's get that Jeremiah.
Isaiah 65. You want me to read that, or you better read that?
You can go down on that, Isaiah.
Verse 14. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Yeah, at the end of the day, in 2nd Ezra 7, it just goes parallel with that, right? If I continue just to read down where I was at, it ultimately gets to, and therefore he told Ezra, look, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are full things. So those who had works, all right, the Lord is going to repay and recompense them with works, and then what? Cover them, get them food, get them drinks, and the ones that didn't, you get what come with the vain things, man. Debt, famish, anguish, vexation of spirit, all right? Scourges for amendment, because you didn't want change when the Lord's hand was stretched out. That's why he said my hand is still stretched out to disobedient and gainsaying people. And even to this point, right now, they got men that can still turn to the Lord right now while the doors of mercy is open. All right, but guess what Jake gonna do? Fan in hand and continue doing what he's doing, drinking, eating, or giving in a fornication and amongst other things, man. And that's why the Lord gonna visit them with wrath, man. You got it, bro.
Just to back up the elder, this Jeremiah 15, we'll start at the top. It says, Then said Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Right. Moses made intercession for our people. All right. Yahushua, of course, being the greatest intercessor, he literally died for the sins of Israel. And you got Jake talking about, oh, that's the white man's Bible. Y'all believe in that book, that fairy tale book. Man, you slapping your hand against mercy, man. And Jake don't even know how bad they be going off. Jake getting into witchcraft, Hotepism, Africanism, all of this madness. Meanwhile, there's a man from your nation that died for your sins, and you take it as a horrible thing. And that's why this is going to happen. It says, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith Yahweh, such as for death to death, such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. So the judgment that you people have earned through your disobedience, your rebellion, your disrespect and blasphemy of the Most High and His Son and His men, all right, you have a whole smorgasbord of deaths prepared to you, man. All right, you're gonna flee from a lion, a bear's gonna meet you. All right, you're gonna die. You're gonna eat your children. A lot of you morbidly obese, big backs. You're gonna eat your babies. All right, a lot of you niggas, you tough guy niggas, you YNs, y'all are gonna die by the sword. The Lord has so many deaths prepared for you. But hey, again, all of these people, they were told the truth. They were told they're Israel. They were told they're supposed to repent, and they refused. But to us, we have salvation to look forward to. Right? So you have one?
Kind of backing up, the point you just made in that Isaiah 65. This is Job chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth and his hands make whole. Going back, to the beginning of the lesson, the mercies of the Lord, which, we're diligently working towards. We're going through our chastisements, day by day, ultimately for what? The Lord to keep up his end of the word and show us mercy in the times to come. Verse 19, what we're working towards. It started off with the chastening, and here comes the benefits of it. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death. My servant shall eat. And in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Said thou shalt be hid. That's beautiful. Read that again, Babu Jah.
Job 5:21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
God. We're not going to be afraid of destruction. Now, again, we're still men. We're in these mortal bodies. Obviously, we're going to see things that are going to shake us up, but that's ultimately going into us not being forsaken. All right. The scriptures say in Ezra that your sins are going to be your accusers in that day. Our sins are covered by Yahweh Shai. So we're not going to, when we're in near-death experiences, we're not going to think, okay, the Lord's about to kill me because I'm wicked. That's what these niggas are going to think, man. These niggas are going to know this is the wrath of the Lord. It's not going to be a case of, you know, a stray bullet or car accident. Or, you're going to see things that are going to make you know, okay, that's the Most High. That's the God of Israel. That's his wrath. And these people are going to know, okay, wait a minute. If this is God's wrath and I haven't done anything to appease his wrath, there's no hope for me. The expectation of the wicked is death, man, destruction.
God. One more verse, 22. God. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
God. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. What would make somebody laugh at a famine? They're going to have food, all right? They're not going to be starving, which means what? Even our kids are going to be straight. Certain brothers going to have their whole family with them. The Lord's going to situate a mass deliverance for the people that he loves. That's why in Ezra it says, then shall it be known who are my chosen. It's not going to be a hopeful elect. I don't know, the Lord might be dealing with that guy. He might know. It's going to be men that are going to have that shine, that wisdom, that glory, and it's going to be a bunch of dead bodies. The Lord's about to draw. Well, he's already drawn a line in the sand. Really, it's just about us, watching it all play out.
If I could say too. Oh.
I got one for you too when y'all finish.
Make your point, right? We get his piece up.
Just to back up that Jeremiah 15, the elder brother called for. When you read further down, what does it say? Besides the famine and the sword, teeth of wild beasts. That's the wicked's judgment. But on the flip side, what did we just read? The righteous shall eat, and we shall be at peace with the beasts of the field. So the judgments that are going to hit the 2/3, what? We're going to be hid from it. And actually, they're going to work in our favor.
God.
Did any one of y'all get Psalms 91?
No, not yet.
All right, this is Psalms 91:1. It says, he that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And will say unto the Lord, he is my refuge and my forge, my power, in him I will trust. It says, surely he will deliver thee from the snares of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be with thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrows that fly by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. All right, and this right here is the point. It says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
God, that's beautiful. This whole chapter is beautiful. And when you read the top of it, the header says security of one who trusts in the Most High. Because we didn't make man our trust. We didn't make guns or food, these prepping, all of this man. We didn't make that our trust. We trust in Yahweh. And it says in verse 3, Salaki, it says, surely he shall deliver thee. Meaning what? Certainly it's going to happen. It's for sure. You could count on it. You can count on the Most High. Surely he shall deliver thee. And that's our faith. And it's based on, the Lord time after time showing over and over again that he's the man of his word. How can you not trust someone who's been keeping promises for thousands of years? Jake would rather trust the so-called white man who lies through his teeth every single day. If you trust Esau, you bugged out, man. It's like you're getting beat by your husband. You're getting beat by your husband every day. Oh, I promise this was the last time I could change. Then you do it again tomorrow, and again tomorrow. You're chick walk in with a black eye. She's like, oh, I just not bumped my head. Like, come on, man. Of course he's gonna do it again tomorrow. Of course Esau is gonna be the devil tomorrow. He was the devil yesterday, the day before. Like, what are you thinking?
Evermore. Yeah, he don't change. The Lord made him crooked.
He can't change.
So the Lord ain't changing, he can't change. Yeah, I got one for you.
You got it.
You know, like, because simultaneously with that famine and destruction, you know, it's going to be a deliverance and it's going to be safety. All right, just like that whole Psalms 91 is, man. It's a song of safety, man. All right, this is Ezekiel 14 and 13 and 14. It said, son of man, when the land sinned against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off every man and beast from it. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should be delivered, but their own, Salaki, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saying, Shem Yahushai. Got it?
Which again goes back to their works. Their righteousness isn't just them saying they believe. It's not just them saying I have faith, but those men are going to have works to go with their faith. And that ultimately, the faith and the works is what's going to keep them from the evil. Right? If you can give me Sirach 16 and start at 11, the point is in 14.
Let me bring this out too, Salaki. The second half is 8 and 32. For if thou hast a desire to have mercy upon us, thou shalt be called merciful to us, namely, that have no works of righteousness. For the just, which have many good works laid up with thee, shall out of their own deeds receive the rewards. They works, you got it.
That's plenty. Again, going back to your works, coming with a reward. All right. And again, all of this takes faith, because Jake, ultimately, you have faith in your employer. Okay, I'm not going to receive a check for 2 weeks, but you still show up every day. Why? Because you have faith that your works are going to bring forth the reward. We have faith. The reason we go to camp every week, the reason we do epistles, the reason we're in the truth is because we believe there's a reward. We're not just doing it because, oh, this is the cool new fad. Hashtag Hebrew Israelite, Black Jesus. No, we expect the reward for our works, man. Just like anything else you do. Jake don't do nothing for no reason. You take that woman out because you expecting some box, man. Jake, get anything, any hobby. You practice your dribble with your left hand and your right hand because you trying to win, man. We want to win. That's why we do this. And we expect the reward for that, which the brother's going to get in Sirach.
This is Sirach 16 and 11. And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure.
Right. So you see both sides of the Most High. You see he's quick to pour out wrath, indignation, fury, but he's also quick to save. And it says, if there's one stiff-necked, it's a marvel if he escape unpunished. Our people are stiff-necked. They're not going to make it through Jacob's trouble unscathed. They're going to be destroyed. Keep going.
Verse 12. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth the man according to his works.
According to what?
According to his works.
That's plain, man. Keep going.
The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. Make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works.
Right. Every man is going to find according to his works. That's why it's so important to be merciful with brothers, because you don't want to be unmerciful. And then when you need mercy, the Lord is like reminding you of what a unmerciful, just quick to throw somebody away. You know, what if the Lord was quick to throw away Israel, man? Where would any of us be saved if the Lord was like just super technical, just complete, like, I'm looking for a reason to get rid of this nigga. Like, none of us will be saved, man. So we have to remember mercy, and really going back to the whole point of the lesson, your mercy is going to be based on your works. It's going to be based on your actions. It's not going to be based on just your words. I say I believe. Being on the comment board, typing in all caps, Kwam Yasharal, you got like 15 exclamation points. You just the loudest. Like, no, you have to actually your words and your actions have to be congruent. They have to be aligned. You have to mean what you say and say what you mean, man.
I got one.
There you got it, Zaquan.
This is James 2:12. It says, "So speak ye, and so do." All right, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty. It says, "For ye shall have judgment without mercy, and have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment."
God. That's again going back to your mercy, your works. That's going to come back to you, man. And again, there's nothing that's done that the Lord doesn't see. There's no thought that you have that the Lord's not dealing with, man. You have to examine yourself, which brothers have been going into, and you have to live the mercy that you want. You have to live that out. You got it up.
Come on. This Jeremiah 29:11. I'm gonna read an NLT too. It says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." This in the NLT. "For I know the plans I have for you, says Yahweh. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and give you hope."
God, read that again, Dr. Jashar.
Come on. Jeremiah 29:11. In the NLT or the KJV?
The NLT.
It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, said Yahweh. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and to give you hope."
Yeah. Which again, this ministry is all about hope. All right. The scriptures actually describe us as prisoners of hope. So where does the hope come from? It comes from, again, your faith and your actions, finding out that, the Most High, the God of the Bible, he's a real entity. He's done everything he promised he was going to do. And this is a man that can't lie. And he has all these promises for you that you can hope for. And that comes from toiling in the scriptures. Again, how you going to have faith? I believe is Romans 10. How you going to believe in something you never heard? Well, it goes deeper than that. How you going to believe in a set of promises that you never really studied or went into? You just believe God is good all the time. No, when you go through the scriptures, you read, okay, I'm gonna deliver you back to your homeland. I'm gonna multiply your seed. I'm gonna give you spiritual power. Like the promises are very specific, and the more you read them, the more it builds your hope. Hope is it's a crucial part of this ministry, and the more faith you have, the more works you have, the more you study, the more your faith increases. It's all connected. Being a brother, being studious, and being a man of the Lord and having faith, all those things they're intertwined. You can't separate them or put one here, put one there. No, it all goes together. That's why what's that scripture you like, when faith and mercy kissed?
Yeah,
it's like
they kissed each other. Yes, brother. Yes, brother. Oh, I ain't go that in the while. Get it.
God, that's right on time. I want to read this real quick because it backs up the elders' precept. This is St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. This is in red letters. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." So the merciful shall obtain the mercy. Going back to that James, you have to exhibit mercy if you want to receive it. And this is all something we learn and we're perfecting. We get more, better at day by day. You come into truth, you be like, "Oh man, fuck that nigga, you 2/3. My whole family's 2/3. You just be, kind of turned up when you first wake up. And then the more you realize, it's like, okay, the Lord's working with him. He's working with me. Every brother has their own schedule, their own timetable, and when they wake up and how they're refined. So you become more merciful as you go on in the faith.
I got it. Oh, this Psalms 85. I'm gonna start at 7, bro. It says, "Show us thy mercy, O Yahweh." Man, David be getting down. Hey, he says, "Show us thy mercy, O Yahweh, and grant us thy salvation. I will hear what our power Yahweh will speak, for he will speak peace unto his people and to his saints. But let them not turn again to their folly." Meaning what? Go off from their works. Designate, leave their work desolate. Their works turn it again to what? To their vomit, man. All right. Change their perspective on their viewpoint on righteousness, man. All right. Or go after their heart. Let the eye go to the ends of the earth. It says, "Surely his salvation is nigh them that fear him, that glory may dwell in our land. Mercy and truth are met together." And who he gave the banner of truth to? All right. When you look at Psalms, he gave a banner. He gave a banner to his saints because of the truth, man. All right. That we may what? Lift it up. That we may retain mercy in the end. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's a heavy one right there. Baba Kashaf, if you could read that the first verse you had read, because you had went into us not going off from our works.
Uh-huh. That's the second. That was verse 8. That was verse 8. I'll read 7. Shew us thy mercy, O Yahweh, and grant us thy salvation. I will hear what our power Yahweh will speak, for he will speak peace unto his people and unto his saints, but let them not turn again to their father.
Let them not turn again to their father. That's a real important point I wanted to harp on, because when you read Ezekiel 18, it tells you what, if you do all these righteous works and you fall off at the end, it's like you never did any of that. So coming into the truth, sacrificing, these are important things, but even more important is to endure. You don't want to do all these great things and then just quit at the last minute or go off at the last minute. You start mingling with different doctrines, reading Aleister Crowley, all of this madness. Now here it is, you've been in the truth years. Now all of your works are just forgotten because you just went off at the end, man. It's like them. I know you brothers be seeing those clips where people celebrate too early. They'll get right to the finish line or the end zone and they start celebrating and then they fall. It's like, bro, you was about to do it, man. We don't want to. That could happen to any one of us. That's why you have to fear. Any brother on the screen, any brother in GMS, you could make it all the way this far and then just fall. That keeps you on point.
Mm-hmm.
You have one, Raya? Come on. You can get Baba Kashaf, Psalms. Slakia. We read that one already. Second Ezra 16 and 14. Let me get this one on the comment board. This Kabar, Shalom again. This 1 Thessalonians 5 and 9. For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation from our Lord Yahweh Shai. Right? We're not appointed unto wrath. If you believe these epistles, if you read the scriptures, if you go into the mysteries, if you believe on the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you didn't come into the truth to be destroyed. He hasn't appointed us unto wrath, but unto salvation. That's the whole purpose of the ministry.
You said you wanted 2 Ezra 16 and 14?
God.
This is 2 Ezra 16 and 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
Read on down to 17.
The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Right, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Right, Yahweh Shai. Now, Ezra, imagine, the Apostle Tahar says it all the time. When you read the scriptures, it's not a novel, you just read it. You have to actually imagine yourself there. Imagine receiving visions of the end times. It's thousands of years ago. You're seeing the new Rome. You're seeing skyscrapers being put up. You're seeing them being destroyed. You're seeing missiles hit this place covered with fire. You're seeing people just being turned to dust. You're seeing the greatest destruction that the earth has ever seen. And you know that you're going to be one of the people that's there in that time. What mindset are you going to be in? Like, who's going to deliver me from this? So you need mercy. All right. The whole purpose of the ministry, again, is salvation. It's not to hear about the destruction and think that that's what the Lord's going to do to you. He could if you're off, but if you serve him, all right, without what's the scripture say? Without dissimulation, without being fake. If you're sincere, you have nothing to fear. All right, you have salvation to look forward to.
I got one to back you up.
Okay, you got it.
Let's see.
This is Sirach chapter 2. I'm gonna read 11 to 13. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction.
Saveth in the time of affliction. And that's, brothers say we're going through a lot right now, but we're not really going through nothing right now, man. We're really going to be going through it in Jacob's trouble, but the Lord says he's going to save us. That's why every time we read, what is that? Jeremiah 30:7, or anytime you read, Daniel 12:1, when you read about Jacob's trouble, it says, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, there's going to be a great destruction, but he shall be saved out of it, man. Keep going.
Verse 12. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended.
Yeah, and we're seeing countless examples of men that go both ways. They claim to be Israelites. They claim to be men of the Lord. They claim to be high priests, the highest Levite in Babylon. But really, they're going both ways. They're still in the world. They're still gangbanging. They're still niggas. They're just putting on a show, which again goes back to dissimulation. You're pretending to be an Israelite. You're pretending to be a man of the Lord. You're pretending to believe on the name Yahweh Shai. When really you believe in money. You believe in yourself. You believe in your brand, your social media brand, and all of this foolishness, man. You're not going to be delivered in that day because you never believed.
Hey, he's not a Hebrew anymore, Aki. I got to correct you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's not a Hebrew Israelite.
That man believes in his Amazon purchases, man.
Yeah, his pegs.
Yeah, man.
But they disappeared though. We don't know where they went. Now you see them. Now you don't. But you got it, Kaya.
But you mentioned that the Lord gonna hold fast and firm to the promise which He made unto us. If we can hold fast our end of the bargain, that's why the brother, once our works of righteousness meet with the mercy, then we'll inherit. That's the inheritance of immortality in the kingdom of heaven. But it's Hebrews 6. We'll start at 16. I want to read that in the NLT too. It says, "For men verily swear by the greater, and an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife." The NLT. Now, when people take an oath, they call on someone greater than themselves to hold them to it. And without any question, that oath is binding. So the oath is there, meaning it's in place. Wherein our power, willing more abundantly to shew unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath. All right. So the unchanging counsel of the Lord is willing to shew us that he confirmed by oath, that by 2 immutable things in which it was impossible for him to lie. So the Lord not gonna lie. He gonna make good on his word. He cannot lie. We might have a strong consolation who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon that hope that you've been talking about set before us through mercy, man. You got it.
Oh, that's a beautiful precept.
Yes.
It touches on so much. First of all, we believe in something stronger than ourselves. We believe in something higher than ourselves to deliver us. Because if you're in danger, first of all, you want somebody to help you that's stronger than you, or at least in a stronger position. If somebody breaking your house and you don't have any weapons at all, people who call 911, they hoping somebody shows up with weapons. They're not hoping that somebody weaker than them shows up. Now we're both in danger. No, you call on somebody that's stronger. We calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He's the only entity that's stronger than Esau in these last days. Esau he could kill you from the sky. He got space weaponry. He got biological weapons. He's tampering with the weather. He's doing this, that, and the third. So we have a power that's even greater than him. If you believe in a power that's just, your cousin with a Draco, like what's he gonna do in Jacob's trouble? How is he gonna deliver you from a nuclear missile, man? We have to call on something higher, and we have to have faith that he's gonna answer us, and that comes from our works. All right, doing what the Lord said. Okay, if I do what the Lord said, the Lord's gonna deliver me. It's really simple when you break it down, but Jake won't make it complicated because they won't do their own thing, man.
It's so simple, Jake can't get it.
Yeah. Like how much a better deal can you get? All right, all the sins you've ever done, not only in this life, but in your previous lives, they could all be forgiven by you believing on this man that died for you. And he's going to come back and physically deliver you. And you're going to rule over your enemies. And you're going to have as much money, women as you want. Jake is a total retard, bro. You turning down a deal like that, bro.
And that's winning. I mean, that's man, you can win no better than that, man.
Yeah.
No jackpot, no $1 trillion. Like that's, I mean, that's just a win-win, bro.
Yeah, being an Israelite is like that's like hitting the Powerball every day. If you're a man of the Lord, that's like you getting Mega Millions every single day. It's just jackpot, 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 jackpot. If you're like, nah, I don't need that ticket. I'm gonna go back to work. I'm gonna go work overtime. They're not gonna tax overtime. So man, you got the winning lottery ticket, man.
Yeah, it's like that. I be seeing it every now and then on the internet. They ask you about a series of questions. Do you want $100,000 a year? You want $1 million, the kingdom of heaven, or what is that? 1080, 810 credit score. Jake could choose one of them. Everything else but the kingdom of heaven, man. I promise you.
Yes.
Especially that credit score.
Yeah. 1080, 810 credit score for the rest of your life, or $100 million rest of your life. Jake could choose that shit over the kingdom of heaven. I promise you. I guarantee.
Well, that's what they are choosing. That's what they are choosing by not serving the Lord. They are choosing that. You got it right.
Not so logic. Yeah. Even with a lotto, when you win, they give you what? 30 years. You can receive it over 30 years time, or you could get everything right then and there. Like y'all, they gonna take it and here money gonna turn digital. It's like nobody knows what's going on. It's like the Lord done presented before them the kingdom of heaven right here, right now. Here you go. I done bought my men unto you. You know, I gave my word to you on a silver platter, man. All right, the whole full truth, the understanding of the impart truth that was given to us in a whole 100%. And Jake, like, man, I'd rather believe in Muslims and different other. It's just Jake gonna turn away the kingdom of heaven, man, for bullshit.
Yeah,
Jake, man,
that's our people.
Three-piece combo.
They're our people in the kingdom, man. They're not our people right now. But
yeah.
Jake choosing it now, man. Jake rather choose his old lady that looked like Lil Wayne, man. You know, DMX and shit. You know?
Terry Crews.
Hey, Moses.
Huh?
Moses turned it down. Moses said, "I would rather choose to, be with my people than to enjoy afflict for a season or something like that."
Sin for a season.
Yeah, enjoy sin for a season, man.
Yeah,
and Moses.
Oh, you got it.
I'm just gonna say, and Moses had it better than any of us, any high class Jake in Esau's kingdom. Moses had it better than them. He was damn near second to Pharaoh in the kingdom.
Yeah, but he had integrity, which a lot of our people lack.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jake woman look like a notch above George Floyd in the face, man. They ready to choose that. Jake, he tripping, man. Like, hey, man, we're gonna get everything our heart desire, man. All right, the finest of things, the finest things of life, man. All right, and in abundance. The kingdom of heaven is gonna be like it's gonna be like every day. It's gonna be like a party. It's gonna be like you getting a gift every day, man. Imagine getting a high quality, expensive gift every day, on the hour, on the second, man.
Just how you want it.
Jake choose this bullshit now. A fucking bullshit rap career. Niggas ready to go double plastic, man. All right? Triple plastic right now. You niggas is crazy. Go ahead. What you said, though? My bad.
I just said, you get, not only do you get the best present every day, but you get it exactly how you want it.
Yeah.
Jake would rather be a Twitch streamer. That's more important. Kabar put Hebrews 10:34. For ye had compassion on me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and enduring substance. That's a beautiful point. Another thing about the kingdom is everything we get is going to be ours forever. It's not going to be taxed immediately. It's going to be taken from us, eminent domain, all of this BS. Anything Esau gives you, he's either going to take it from you immediately or in a few weeks, man. a few months. Like Jacob went in this society for years, and then you get that Diddy phone call. Yeah, we pulling the plug on this. It's like, come on, man. In the kingdom, everything we have is going to be ours forever, everlasting life.
Not gonna leave you.
Yeah, you marry some badass model chick. She divorced you in 6 months and try to get alimony. What the fuck? What?
I got you some.
Okay, Brian, you can give me a second address 7 and start at 66. You got it up.
This Sirach 36. I'm gonna start at 12. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. All right. So let me see if I'm gonna read the next one. Yeah, I'm gonna go down. Give testimony unto those that had possessed, that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raised up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. You got it.
There goes that word reward again. Reward them that wait for thee. And Jake really thinks the word wait is like you waiting at a bus stop. You just sitting down looking at the clock. No. When you wait on somebody, you serving them. All right. That's what a waiter does. They serve. Waiting on the Lord means serving the Lord, serving your brother, being a servant. All right. Being active, having works to go with your faith. And that's what, again, that builds your faith that you're going to be rewarded. How do you expect a reward for something you didn't do? I mean, it's common sense, You got that second address?
This is second Esdras 7 and 66. And that he is of great mercy, for he multiplieth more and more mercies to them that are present and that are past, and also to them which are to come.
Keep going.
For if he shall not multiply his mercies, the world would not continue with them that inherit therein.
Right. If the Lord wouldn't multiply his mercies, who would be saved? There wouldn't be any people for him to fulfill his promise to. There wouldn't be anybody to have his name. All right. Which again, we're his monument. He needs people on the earth. Well, he doesn't need, but he has people on the earth to glorify him, man. That's why you put your name on something. Every great artist, every great builder, every great producer, you put your name on your your magnum opus. All right. Your crowning achievement. That's what he did with Israel. This is I gave them my likeness. I gave them my laws, statutes, and commandments. When you look at Israel, you see the Most High. So he's forgiving us, as it tells you in Ezekiel 36, one of my favorites. He's not saving us for our sakes, but for his sakes, his name's sake. He put his name on us. You keep going.
Verse 68, and he pardoneth, for if he did not sow of his goodness, and they which have committed iniquities, and he pardoneth, for if he did not sow of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them, the 10,000th part of men should not remain living.
Yeah, there wouldn't be anybody to save. Keep going, read on down to 70.
And being judge, if he should not forgive them that are cured with his word, and put out the multitude of contentions, there should be very few left peradventure in an innumerable multitude.
And that's the time we're in. All right, there's going to be a remnant, that small cluster of the great that he saves, and everybody else, they're just going to be destroyed. And so when brothers see the destruction of the wicked, keep in mind, this judgment is not for us. This punishment is not for us. All right, we have salvation to look forward to. And, that's that. Brothers, have anything else?
Yeah, I got the last one. Bring it right. This is Lamentations 3. I'm going to start at 21. This I recall to mind, therefore I have hope. It is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Yahweh is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. Yahweh is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. So it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You got it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. It says the mercies, if it wasn't for the Lord's mercies, we'd be consumed. All right. And for these people, again, these so-called Christians that believe that the law is done away with, he loves everybody now. No, if he was to change his mind, that means he would be a liar and we'd be consumed. Fortunately, Christians are liars, not the Most High, not the scriptures. Yeah, that was it. That's all I had.
I was trying to.
Right.
I was looking at some. I was trying to get some on the roof.
You know how I go.
Nah, don't worry about it. I was looking at some. Try looking at Strong's for something, but don't worry about it. It'll take too long.
Con. So with that, we hope you Akim were exhorted, and just keep these things in mind. Keep your works in mind as you approach, Jacob's trouble, and even throughout Jacob's trouble. Remember that destruction is for the heathen, it's for the 2/3 especially. It's not for you. We have salvation to keep on our mind. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Bahasham, Yahabashai, Bahasham, Rakat, Yadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.